The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we are here at Rockingham for the Lucky Finn Again 100. Thank you very much for joining me here tonight. My name is KR Stolfus, and our drivers are about ready to wrap up the first and only practice session of the night, and we are getting ready to roll right into qualifying. But before we roll into qualifying, I have a man up in the booth here tonight I'd like to get a few words in here, and that is the driver of the 47 machine, Ray Radford. Ray, how you doing tonight?
KR, I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'll tell you what, I can't complain. I get to talk about racing at a historic track, and I also get to interview you.
Yeah, it is very historic here, with the cars also.
Yeah, the 87 Cup cars here at the Rock is going to be a great time. But this is the Lucky Finn Again 100. And just curious to know what your thoughts are on the race and the Lucky Finn project.
Well, the Lucky Finn is very special to me. I'm not running the scheme because I clicked into the wrong car tonight. But it touches my heart with my grandson. And we're very much a part of it. The Rock, I'm not real sure about, and the cars I'm not real sure about, but I'll give it my best. So I'm blessed to be here.
All right, man. Well, qualifying's getting ready to roll out. Are you going to put it on pole for us here tonight?
No, I'm going to start in the back. That's just me. You've watched me before, so I'm going to start in the back.
I don't think I've ever seen you qualify.
I do, but not in these races here.
Okay. All right, man. Well, hey, we just wanted to get a quick word in with you and want to thank you for your time to talk to us and wish you the best of luck here tonight in tonight's race.
Yeah, thank you so much, and best of luck to everybody, and hope Troy takes the win.
There you go. A little favoritism, but that's all right. We'll allow it.
All right. Thank you, KR.
Ray Radford, ladies and gentlemen, giving us a quick little word while he is getting ready for qualifying. So drivers starting to roll out. That means only one thing. It is time to see where everyone is going to line up here tonight. The 43 machine, that is Mitchell Snare. He comes into tonight as your points leader. Let's see if he can lay down a good lap here and put himself on pole for this one. As they start to make their way around the 43, one of the first ones out. Driver in second place in the point standings. That is the 6 of Eric Blount. He's going to flash across the start-finish line. Chris Mefford, the driver in the 44 machine. Well, a little bit of a restart here for him. He's going to slow down. That 44 came into tonight third place in the point standings. As the times start to roll in, Steve Baker in the 55 goes up to the top of the leaderboard. And Baker going to be one and done. A heck of a lap time. Brian Littleton, as it's not showing it. There we go. Now it's showing. Ooh, Littleton. That's going to leave a mark, Brian. Don't do that in the race. Eric Blount moving up into second spot. Mitchell Snare third. Jason Gardner right now rounding out your top 5. Bruce Pearson in the 25 machine. Pearson trying to hug that bottom lane as the sparks are flying. This Rockingham track, a little bit rough, a little bit unique. And it's going to be something to see these drivers try and hold on to these race cars as they bounce around here at Rockingham. Dustin Ping in the 1 machine, moving up to 2nd spot. To the 1, now holding on to 2nd. Chris Mefford into 4th. Bobby Camden in the 68 machine, finding himself now sitting in 16th spot. Roy Radford in the Lucky Finn Project 94 machine. Gonna try and lay down his qualifying time. Drivers do have 5 minutes to turn 2 laps. So Radford going to be the 17th driver to take a qualifying time. And in fact, he is the only car out on the speedway right now. So as the 94 flashes across the start-finish line, Troy Radford gonna be 1 and done, jumps up to 3rd place. Good qualifying effort by the 93. And so with everyone done qualifying, we'll take a moment here and look at our points coming into tonight's race. Mitchell Snare, your points leader. He's got a 1-point lead over Eric Blount. So that is very, very close, especially considering that we only have 2 races left, including this one here at Rockingham. Chris Mefford in 3rd with 333 points. And you can see these guys who are on top of the points board, also all very close to the top of the leaderboard in qualifying here. Troy Radford and Dustin Ping in 4th, Radford in 5th. So that field is very close once again. Gordon Larson, Brian Littleton, Bruce Pearson, Damon Cox, and Doug Wysocki rounding out your top 10. So very close points battle here at the top and kind of in the middle and almost all throughout this entire field. Everyone fighting tooth and nail for every little bit of point they can get. So with that being said, guys, we are going to take a little break here and step away for the national anthems. So please join me in honoring both countries being represented by our drivers here tonight. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back as we get ready to fire them up here at Rockingham. Let's go over our starting lineup for this one here tonight. On the inside of road number 1, laying down a 23.946. That is Steve Baker on the inside of road number 1. Dustin Ping on his outside in that black and white number 1 machine. Row number 2 going to be made up of the 94 of Troy Radford. On the outside will be the 6 of Eric Blount. Inside row number 3, the 44 of Chris Mefford. On his outside, well, that's Mitchell Snare in the 43 machine. Brian Littleton and Jason Gardner going to make up row number 4. Row 5, all the way from Canada, is Derek Robinson on the inside. And on the outside, that is Todd Willis in the 14 machine. Damon Cox on the inside of row number 6. And the outside, that is the 98 of Thomas Light. Row number 7, I had to count on my fingers, Bruce Pearson in the 25 machine, and Gary Ragland in the 11. Row number 8 will be Tim Woodson and Justin Walters. Row number 9 will be Bobby Camden and Gordon Larson. Doug Wysocki and Ray Radford. Row number 10 and David Cox in the 19 machine, bringing up the rear of the field tonight. So the 19 making his way around. He's going to start tail end of this field. Steve Baker, Dustin Ping looking to fire this one off. Both drivers have been very fast. Dustin Ping able to lay down some quick times very fast in the early runs. We have seen Dustin Ping fall off, so Ping looking for some short runs here. Might be able to walk away with a win, or maybe he's figured out, what he's been doing and made that adjustment to the setup and get that car firing off all race long. Either way, we're going to find out. 2 races left remain in the season, and Rockingham goes green as the field flashes by the start-finish line. Steve Baker to the early lead as he's going to clear Ping into turns 1 and 2 down the backstretch. Both these two cars really getting after it. Ping trying to give chase to the 55 Troy Radford. Meanwhile, settling into 3rd, Eric Blount quickly into 4th, and Chris Mefford right now sitting in 5th place with Brian Littleton on his back bumper. Littleton sneaking underneath the 43 of Mitchell Snare. Snare up along the wall there. He's going to lose a couple spots. Jason Gardner in the 93 machine going to squeeze by. So Snare dropping back already since this green flag took off, and now he's starting to make his way back forward. He takes a peek to the inside of the 93, but does not commit to the move. And so here we go. Dustin Ping just set his fastest, or the fastest lap of the race. Everyone just set their fastest lap of the race. So tires starting to come up to temperature. And Ping laying down quick time at a 24.57 for the quickest time so far in this race. Some keys to our race here tonight. Well, make sure you back up the corners here at Rockingham. It is a little bit of a unique track layout. Feels very awkward when you're out there driving on these 87 Cup cars. You have got to use the bottom here. The best way to get a pass is try and get down underneath somebody coming off a corner. Keep in mind there are no fast repairs, and as I mentioned, just 2 races left in the season. A lot of time remaining to win this championship. Steve Baker picking up 3 wins this season, trying to hold off Dustin Ping, who would love to pick up his first win of the season. Ping trying to make a move down to the inside. So the 55 and the 1 continue to battle it out. Troy Radford right behind them in third. Sparks continue to fly off these cars as we're already on a lap number 9. Last time around, our leader turned a 25.25 second lap time. His best lap is a 24.6. Already starting to see some pretty good fall off happen. These cars just slow down a little, quite drastically, I will say. Not a little bit, but quite drastically throughout the course of a tire run. And so with that fall off, we're going to start to see these guys hit pit road probably at about the 2-second mark. But right now, everyone a little bit spread out. We do have a couple close battles as the 6 of Eric Blount has the 44 Chris Mefford taking a peek to his inside. Mefford going to make that pass and make it stick. The 80 of Brian Littleton now taking advantage of the 6. So too is Mitchell Snare in the 43. Your points leader coming into tonight. Having a good run, trying to put himself into this championship contention. That 43 coming into tonight as the points leader. Lap traffic coming into play here. Steve Baker down to the inside as Ray Radford, the first car to go 1 lap down. Camden in the 68 machine, electing to go down on the apron here. Getting out of the way of the leaders is Dustin Ping's going to smack the wall. Troy Radford's going to get by him, but the 1 got some heavy damage on the right front. So Dustin Ping now has to deal with that throughout the rest of this race. Damage might not be too bad as Brian Littleton tries to take a peek to the inside, but Ping gonna have an opportunity to work on that should the caution flag come out. But man, he almost was the caution. Troy Radford did a good heads-up job of avoiding that one. With Ping smacking the wall there a little bit, that is going to give Steve Baker a big gap. And we are going to get our first caution of the night. The 19 machine of David Cox goes off into turn number 1. Going to smack the wall, and that is going to turn him around backwards. That is going to bring out our caution here for this one. Take one more look at this one. You see the 19 goes off into the corner. And it just smacks that rear end around as he scraped the wall and kisses it on the front end as well. The first caution of the night coming out. We should see everyone on the pit road. 4 tires and fuel would be my guess. Or not. So a little too early. We do have 2 drivers coming down pit road. That is Doug Wysocki and Bruce Pearson. Everyone just trying to hold on to a set of tires. They are limited to the amount of tires they can have here tonight. I believe it is just 3 tires, and don't hold me to it. The 100 laps are scheduled distance. We are working our first caution of the night. Here's a roll across the start-finish line. And go around one more time here. At least once more. 2 more times to be technical as the lights stay on. David Cox and Ray Radford have pulled onto pit road this time around. "21 drivers taking the green flag here tonight. Right now, 19 of them are on the lead lap. Bobby Camden receiving the wave around, or the free pass, if you will. Cox in the 19, who found the wall, still being serviced by his crew on pit lane. As the lights do go out on the Chevy Silverado, we're going to get ready to fire this off once again. Front row this time going to be the 55 of Steve Baker, the 94 of Troy Radford. Row 2 for this restart will be the 44 of Chris Mefford, then the 1 of Dustin Ping. Hopefully everyone's got their tires good and cleaned off, because this Rockingham surface can be treacherous. Chevy Silverado gonna make that left turn out of our way. Steve Baker in control of the field. He's able to go at any time of his choosing. Here we go. Green up flag is back out, and we are back underway. Chris Mefford in the 44 was able to get a heck of a start. Troy Radford, however, looks like maybe he missed a gear or got caught napping. He falls to 4th place just like that. Now he tries to make something happen, build some momentum as he drifts up a little bit higher than Brian Littleton. And Steve Baker took full advantage of being in control of that restart, and he has already opened up a bit of a gap on Chris Mefford. Now with Mefford out in front of Mitchell Snare, that is going to give him the points lead as they run. And so Chris Mefford would love to pick up a championship win here in this next-gen old-school racing series. Steve Baker, who has won 3 races and is out in front again, missed quite a few of the races this season. Otherwise, we might be talking about how that 55 would be 8 points leader. We ride on aboard with Mefford. "44, the 80 and the 94. That is Chris Mefford, Brian Littleton, and Troy Radford sitting 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. They are quickly getting a nose to tail here. See if we can't find another close battle. Eric Blount in the 6. Up on the high side is Damon Cox. Tries to work down to the inside. Cox didn't get a good run up off that corner that time. And in fact, it looked like the 23 machine giving him a little bit of a bump. Thomas Light running a new paint scheme here. So new, he's already trying to sell it. Is that thing for sale? I think that thing's already for sale. I'll buy it. So Thomas Light in 8th place. Jason Gardner in the 93 machine sitting in 9th. And rounding out your top 10 is your Pocono winner, Gordon Larson in the 01. Picked up that win in the second race of the season. Sorry, third race of the season. That one coming at Pocono. Steve Baker in the 55 pulling on to pit road. No, something has happened to Baker once again. Steve Baker had very similar issue happen. I believe it was last week. I believe he said he lost his VR headset. So now the problems continue for the 55 machine as he has pulled it onto pit lane, unable to continue. We'll see if he is going to keep working at it and try and get back out there. That is going to give the race lead to the 44 of Mefford. Brian Littleton now in second. Troy Radford sitting in third. Radford picked up the win at Daytona, the season opening race at Daytona. And since then is, well, capped off a season with 3 top 5s and 1 win, 5 top 10s. Comes into tonight 5th in the points. Brian Littleton in the 80 machine, having a good season going for him as well. 3 top 5s and 7 top 10s. Comes into tonight 7th place in the points standing. So Brian Littleton having a little bit of speed in that 80 machine. A drinker of the Michelob Ultra. Mitchell Snare in the 43 right now, trailing the points of Chris Mefford, but Snare having a 4 top 10s and 3 top 5s, trying to be very consistent. Troy Radford going to make a move around Brian Littleton. Littleton in the 80, almost getting out of shape there. Let's take a look at this one. Troy Radford in the 94, got down to the inside on the front stretch, sticks it into turn number 1, and completes the pass. Derek Robinson in the 58 machine. Right now in that 10th spot, just ahead of the 6 of Eric Blount. "17 cars on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap. That is the 40 of Tim Woodson. Old Woody in that 40 machine. Trying to chase down Gary Ragland. Gary just ahead of him as we got 2 of our lead lap cars coming onto pit road. That is the 01 of Gordon Larson and the 6 of Eric Blount. Both drivers hitting pit lane this time here on a lap 35. Gotta make it sound like I know what I'm talking about. Hit pit lane on lap 35. Ray Radford in the 47. Pulls down to the inside. We'll see if Ray's coming to pit road or just trying to get out of the way of the leaders. It looks like Ray Radford is going to be pulling into pit lane. So Blount and Larson lose a couple of laps here on these green flag pit stops. But with tire sets limited, everyone running a different strategy. We'll see when they all come to pit road. Mefford, your race leader, Troy Radford, closing in on him. These two are teammates from Falcon Motorsports. So that probably are running very similar strategies We have seen Chris Mefford run a unique strategy, if you will, from time to time, being off sequence or trying to do your own thing. Works out. So here we might see what is going to happen with this 44. Dustin Ping in the one machine, sitting in fourth place. Ping started on the front row outside. Jason Gardner right behind him. Gardner gaining 3 positions since the drop of the green flag. He's going to round out your top 5, and looks like he's hungry for more as Ping is a little loose coming off a 2, and that's going to allow the 93 to get a run down to the bottom. Here comes Gordon Larson on those fresh tires. Larson taking full advantage of those tires. We'll see if he can unlap himself or how this is all going to play out. Mitchell Snare, hard impact into the wall. Snare got loose coming off a turn 2 and smacked the wall. That 43 machine still looking a little bit shaky. And Mitchell now finds himself behind the 23 Thomas Light. Natalie Mefford checking in here tonight over on YouTube. Thank you very much for saying hello. Chris Mefford, driver of the 43 machine, out in front. Brandon Mefford, normally a contender here as well. I'm not sure which one you would cheer for all the time, but Chris is right here out in front. The 6 of Eric Blount using those fresh tires to get 1 of his laps back. Eric still, I believe, 2 laps down at this point. Or make that just 1 lap. Bradford in the 94, trying to take a peek to the inside. Trying to build the momentum and time your pass. You gotta make sure you can get that pass done down the straightaway, because being side by side here in these corners is not the best of situations. You scrub a lot of speed for both drivers, and it makes it really hard. Oh, and Brandon Mefford has hijacked his daughter's YouTube name. So ashamed was he that he couldn't race tonight. Had to sign in under his daughter and come up with some silly excuses. Nah, Brandon, we wish you were out here. Whatever it is that has kept you away, I hope it's not for very long. We got 1 more race coming up next week, so we hope to see you out there. All right, so the 44 and the 94 continue to cycle around. We've had a few more drivers hit pit lane. Oh, not really. Bobby Camden just kind of started to try to come down pit lane and then got back out. Only 2 drivers so far have pitted 4 tires. That is Eric Blount and Gordon Larson here on this green flag run. Doug Wysocki, Bruce Pearson, David Cox all pitted on the first caution. As the 44 and the 94 continue to battle this one out. Troy Radford has mounted a charge a few times, but Now it looks like he is settled into second place here. Brian Littleton in the 80. Watches Gordon Larson in the 01 go by. That 11 machine is Gary Ragland. Larson and Ragland are off the lead lap. Brian Littleton in third place. He finds himself 3.1 seconds behind the race lead as Woody comes off of pit road. Jason Gardner in the 93 machine, finding himself in fourth place. He now is 5.8 seconds behind the race lead. And then your fifth place driver, that is the 23 of Thomas Light. So Light in the 23 machine making his way by Woody. Mitchell Snare in the 43 machine is going to pull it onto pit road. So a championship contender has had enough of these tires. He's going to hit pit lane. We saw that 43 get out of shape coming off of turn number 2 and go all the way down the backstretch trying to fight that thing back under control. So into his pit lane he will go. He will lose a lap in the process, maybe even more, as we have another driver on pit road. That is the one of Dustin Ping. He's going to make his pit stop. David Cox on pit lane as well. Several drivers hitting pit road here. Mitchell Snare down and away. He's going to be making his run through the field here. Hopefully a little bit of a short pit here is going to gain him some spots, and he will be able to challenge for a top 5 here. Mefford, Bradford sitting at 1 and 2. Now the question becomes, when will these two hit pit road? We are past the halfway point. Last time around, our race leader turned a 26.25. His best lap is a 24.91. About 1.3 seconds. Here comes the 94 Troy Radford on the pit lane. Chris Mefford staying out a little bit longer. Brian Littleton also going to hit pit road. Gary Ragland slowing it down. And here comes Thomas Light in the 23. Derek Robinson on pit lane. The pit road getting very busy here for the moment, as several cars on the pit road. Mefford in the 44. Looks like he has missed pit lane. No, the yellow flag has come out. Justin Walters has gotten in trouble here in the 46. As Mefford was getting ready to hit pit lane, the 46 doing the same thing that happened to the 19, smacking that left rear into the wall, and it spins it around. And here comes Chris Mefford as he was slowing down for pit road and sees the yellow come out. Quick move. The 44 machine, good news for him is he won't be getting a penalty for coming down a closed pit lane, but unfortunately for him, that is going to cost him some track position, as he had not made a pit stop. Everyone else had. Troy Radford, Brian Littleton were coming down pit road. So the 44 into his pit stall. 94 machine of Troy Radford, probably hoping that all these guys hurry up a little bit so he can get in behind that pace car. Medford making his way off of pit lane. Jason Gardner in tow. '94 machine of Troy Radford, after going around, is going to pull onto pit road. Not sure what's going on with the 94 machine, but back onto pit lane he comes and give up the race lead to do it. The 44 machine of Chris Mefford, after everything is cycled around, didn't end up in as bad of a spot as I thought he would. He's back to the race lead. So Mefford, now your race leader. Jason Gardner in second. Damon Cox sitting in third. Fourth going to Bruce Pearson, and rounding out your top five, well, that is Doug Wysocki. As we go on board here with the 44. We are past the halfway point here. Field going to form up 2 by 2 on the backstretch here. Chris Mefford in the hunt for a championship. Mitchell Snare came in as the points leader, finding himself off the lead lap, all the way down into 14th place right now. Eric Blount in the 6th has just managed to get himself back on the lead lap after he made a green flag pit stop on lap 33. So we'll see how this plays out for Eric Blount. And Chris Mefford, who came into tonight third place in the point standings, well, now he's got to try and figure out if he can win this thing. He's got a good run going so far. Let's take another quick look at our point standings. There you go. That's how close everything was coming into tonight's race. This does not account for where everyone is running right now. Pace truck getting out of the way. Chris Mefford in control of the field. And again, Mefford with a good jump. The outside lane getting caught napping. The 93 of Jason Gardner going to lose a spot, and he's going to make contact with Damon Cox. As they get together there. Hold your breath moment. The 93 settles it down, but now he's got Doug Wysocki in the 34 looking to his inside. So Gardner trying to make a run on the outside lane and get some momentum, but Doug Wysocki not letting him get away with it just yet. The 34 maybe even going to steal another spot, and Doug Wysocki does get by the 93, slots up in front of him, heads off into the corner now. Wysocki sets his sights on Bruce Pearson. Troy Radford, who had hit pit road and then had to come back down pit road under yellow. He was on pit lane when that caution flag came out. Thought he was going to cycle around into the race lead, but pulled himself back onto pit road. Now he sits in 7th spot. Bruce Pearson and Doug Wysocki just set their fastest laps of the race. So those two drivers are getting after it. And we have had the 55 of Steve Baker return, but Baker multiple laps down in that SRTV Network 55 machine. Ray Radford, now the only driver out of this race, as he is sitting on pit road and has been since lap 33. Damon Cox in the 57 and the 34 of Doug Wysocki sitting second and third. Eric Blount in the 6 back on the pit lane. Gordon Larson joining him as well. So these two, we saw them use this strategy earlier. Not 100% sure if that strategy that they are on has netted them the most positions available here tonight, but we'll see how it all plays out. Why you run all the laps you do. The 93 of Jason Gardner going to take back second spot. The Gardner moves back into second. That is where he restarted. Lost some ground on the restart. Cox now in third. Fourth going to Doug Wysocki. Wysocki gaining 15 positions so far in this race from where he qualified. So that 34 has had a steady march forward, and in fact, Doug Wysocki came into tonight 10th place in the point standings. 2 top 10s and 1 top 5. He'd like to add another top 5 to that one, that's for sure. Right now, he is getting it done as he is going to be passed by Brian Littleton. Littleton not on the lead lap. Trying to find where Brian Littleton, oh, he's in 11th. I see it now. That's the score chart for you. Not in alphabetical order, KR. You can't look for it in alphabetical order. So the 44 of Chris Mefford now out to almost a 1 second lead over the 93 of Jason Gardner. Laps are starting to wind down. 30 laps to go in this one. The 44 flashes across the start-finish line. Eric Blount in the 6 has just laid down his fastest lap of the race as he crosses the start-finish line. 24.56, the fastest lap of the race, and he did that just 2 laps previously. So those fresh tires really coming into their own for him. He's able to lay down a really fast lap, but he is well off the lead lap here. Gordon Larson finding himself 3 laps down. Take a look at the pass here. The 94 pulls on the 25, dive bombs it into the corner, and the 94 moving into 5th place. Bruce Pearson falling back to 6th. Thomas Light in the 98 machine sitting in 7th with Derek Robinson right behind him. So the 25, 23, and 58, 6th, 7th, and 8th place, running a nose to tail. We haven't done it yet here tonight, so let's go ahead and do a little bit of Turn It Up. And just like that, the yellow flag going to come out. This one for Tim Woodson in the 40 machine. He's going to make his way through 1 and 2, smacks that wall and gets loose and crushes the inside barrier. That engine goes up in a puff of smoke. So the 40 of Woodson trying to shorten that car up a little bit, trying to get it to pass Tech by smacking that wall. Gonna slow this field down once again. Chris Mefford gonna bring the field onto pit lane. Jason Gardner, Damon Cox, Troy Radford, and Doug Wysocki, your top 5, pulling into pit road for service. Brian Littleton in the 80 gets the free pass. And back on the lead lap, I do believe. As the field makes its way onto pit lane. See who can win the race off of pit road. Brian Littleton circling back around. Bedford gonna win the race off of pit road. Jason Gardner right behind him in tow. As everyone crosses the pointless blue cone, blue line, whatever. Get rid of it. iRacing is stupid. Brian Littleton in the 80 gonna make his way onto pit lane. So the lucky dog hits pit road. Chris Mefford in the 44. Comes your race leader right ahead of him. That is the 43 of Mitchell Snare. Looks like maybe he's going to try for the wave around along with the 1 of Dustin Ping and Eric Blount in the 6. Gordon Larson in the 01 machine. 4 drivers going for the wave around here. We have 19 laps to go when the green flag comes out. Going to be some very fast laps here as everyone is taking tires for what should be the last time. All right, so the lights are out on the Silverado. Field stacking up 2 by 2. Row number 1, the 44, Chris Mefford, Jason Gardner in the 93. Row number 2 will be Damon Cox in the 94, Troy Radford. Row number 3 going to be Bruce Pearson and Doug Wysocki. Row number 4, Thomas Light and Derek Robinson. Mefford, who's been able to pull off some great restarts, going to have to do it one more time. Here we go. Pace truck down and away. The 44 machine gets this field rolling once again. Another outstanding start from Mefford in that inside lane. Damon Cox into second spot. Troy Radford sliding into third. Radford now making a move down to the bottom for second, and he's going to get that pass done on the 57 of Cox. Now Gardner going to try and fill that hole that opened up as well. Cox falls back another position. Troy Radford in the 94 trying to set sail and catch the 44 machine of Mefford. The Chris Mefford, who has led the most laps here tonight, has been out in front for most of this thing. Well, he'd like to try and win this championship. He's got a race and 17 laps to go. Speaking of, next week, our final race of the season will be at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 100 laps there. That is going to be fun on these tires, let me tell you. That's just going to be exciting. Chris Mefford just set his best lap of the race. Thomas Light, Todd Willis, and Bobby Camden also setting their best laps of the race. 15 laps to go now. Business is getting hot and heavy here. Radford is kind of reeling in. Our race leader last time by, Radford was a little bit faster. We'll see if Troy can make something happen here, or if Chris Mefford is going to be able to hold him off. These two are teammates. That doesn't mean that there are team orders coming out for who can win the race. "21 drivers taking the green flag here tonight. 18 drivers out on track. Of those 18, we only have 13 on the lead lap. The 6th, Eric Blount, first car 1 lap down. With 13 laps to go, he is quickly running out of time. Our wave around drivers, let's take a check in on them. That is the 1 of Dustin Ping, Mitchell Snare in the 43. The 6 of Eric Blount, the 01 of Gordon Larson. These were our wave around drivers. Larson and Blount not on the lead lap. Now with 11 laps to go, this one really starting to get down to the nitty gritty. Mefford flashes by, now 10 laps to go. It looks like he is starting to settle into that gap that he has on the 94 Troy Radford. Radford falling back a little bit. So Mefford starting to smell that victory. Hasn't been to victory lane since last race. We're not sure if he'll be able to find it. Will be his 3rd race win of the season if he can pull it off. Picked up 1 at Nashville, race number 2 this season. And getting the win last week at Bristol. And now 8 more times around, this 44 machine just might be able to make another win. Derek Robinson, Thomas Light, and Damon Cox all going at it. Here comes the 34 Doug Wysocki to try and take advantage of the 57 machine, but Cox able to block that 34 and also make a move down to the inside of Robinson. Robinson stuck in the outside lane. He's going to go way up to the wall, and Robinson going to lose 2 spots there as Cox opened the door. Doug Wysocki stuffed it in. And Thomas Light just ahead of them in 5th spot. So Derek Robinson falling to 8th place here. Doug Wysocki in the 34, still your biggest mover of this race. He has gained 12 positions, now make it 13 as he's going to the outside of Damon Cox. Cox gets a little sideways, able to hold on to it. And Doug Wysocki could have almost found himself in trouble. The 14 machine getting a little crossed up, but able to hold on to it. Was Todd Willis in the 14, but Doug Wysocki gaining 13 positions here on this one, and so he is making his way forward and our biggest mover of the race. Next one, that would be Bruce Pearson in the 25 machine. Pearson in a 4th. He has gained 9 positions since the start of this one. Pearson in the 25, trailing Jason Gardner by 3.5 seconds, and Thomas Light right behind the 25 machine, 1 second behind him. Now with 3 laps to go, Troy Radford is close to 0.3 seconds behind our race leader. Two more times around for the 44. So Radford really closing in, inching closer little by little, but I think he is quickly running out of time. Mefford is a very cool, calm, and collected driver. Hard to get that 44 rattled. Now the white flag comes out in the 94 of Troy Radford is right there. Is Chris Mefford going to be able to make a move? Can Troy Radford figure out a way to sneak by the 44? But into 3 and 4 for the final time. And Troy Radford in the 94 has nothing for the 44 as Chris Mefford is going to pick up the win here at Rockingham. Jason Gardner gonna finish in a 3rd. Bruce Pearson brings it home in a 4th. 5th place going to Thomas Light. Solid run for those in the top 5. Let's look at the rest of our results on this one. Doug Wysocki finishing in 6th place. 7th goes to Derek Robinson. Damon Cox 8th. 9th goes to Todd Willis. 10th goes to Brian Littleton. 11th, Dustin Ping. 12th, Mitchell Snare. 13th, Justin Walters. Eric Blount in 14th. 15th goes to Gary Ragland. Gordon Larson, 16th. 17th, Bobby Camden. 18th place going to David Cox. Tim Woodson, Ray Radford, and Steve Baker round out the field here tonight. So your race winner being Chris Mefford, picking up his 3rd win this season. It has been a heck of a season for the driver in the 44 machine. So let's get this party started. Chris Mefford, you got your ears on?
Always.
Well, man, I'll tell you what, you had a fan cheering for you here in YouTube chat. A Natalie Mefford claiming to be Brandon Mefford.
Yeah, Natalie's my she's my niece. She's got more energy than everybody out here.
Well, man,
Troy's about to die. Oh, never mind.
Hey, you pick up the race win here tonight. 2 in a row. You go back to back. You picked up the win at Bristol. One more race left in the season, and I think you've cleared enough points to move into the points lead.
I don't know how. Those 2 weeks has really hurt me. Eric and Mitchell's been having a heck of a season. Troy was too, and his luck don't fall his way. I don't know what you're gonna say, but no, thanks to, I mean, that sounds bad, but thanks to Steve, the dude's been quick the past 2 weeks. And he's having VR issues yet again. If it wasn't for him falling out, I wouldn't be getting these W's.
Oh man, this 44 sits in victory lane here at Rockingham. What was it like out there in these 87 cars at Rockingham, which is a, kind of a throwback racetrack as well?
Who 1 to 2 wasn't too bad. It's kind of like every other thing here. It's basically a one groove track. 3 and 4 is very rough. If you're anywhere off 2 lanes off the bottom, you're gonna hit all the single one of those bumps. And these things don't stick like the other cars do, and they're pretty rough. I'm at my steering wheel before every race, and it's off the mount. Well, not off the mount, but off about an inch on the right side. Just how rough this track is.
Well, man, a nice solid run for you here tonight. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yep, thank you, KR, for broadcasting. All my Falcon Motorsports teammates. No loner here. Troy had a heck of a run. Doug with a heck of a run. Wish we had more guys out there. Still want to wish my brother a speedy recovery on. He had surgery last Friday, so can't wait to get him back here on the track. Good run for Jason. I know it's his home track, and he's really wanted to at least get a podium. So congrats to him. Thanks to Troy and Damon for putting this on for us. Without this, it would be nothing.
All right, well, there you go. That is your race winner, Chris Mefford, going back to back. Nice job, Chris.
Thank you, good sir.
All right, well, there you go. Your race winner getting it done. But let's move on to the driver who finished in a second spot here tonight. That is none other than the 94 of Troy Radford. Troy, you got your ears on, bud?
I do. How are you doing tonight, KR?
Not too bad, not too bad. Second place is where you end up here tonight for this one. Want to tell us a little bit about how you did it?
It was a lot of good luck and recovery, really. We were right in the middle of green flag pit stops, and all heck started breaking loose. So we had a caution right when I was coming on pit road, and iRacing decided to give me pretty much all the black flags. So, rather than I had to clear them just because it was trying to put me like multiple laps down when I should have been on the lead lap. But I also made sure that I UL'd myself so it wouldn't look like I was, trying to better myself. So kind of had to come from the rear there and try to catch it up. Otherwise, I think I was a little faster than Chris, but just kind of a tough luck, but good finish out of it.
Well, solid run bringing you home in second place here tonight. And Troy, you came into tonight top 5 in the point standings. One race left to go. How do you feel your chances are at getting some of these guys in front of you?
And not good, man. I was telling the guys earlier, my luck has been absolutely horrible lately. As soon as I took the points lead, I got wrecked for 5 straight races. So I'm out of the standings really. Right now it looks like actually I'll probably be 4th in points as it sits right now, but I still got to figure out on Mitchell's because we're having to do something a little different. But maybe get Eric if he has a bad race, but it looks kind of like a solid 4th place right now for me.
All right, man. Well, solid second place effort here at Rockingham. Nothing to sneeze at here. This track looking a little bit tricky to drive.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
So, all right, Troy, any other shout outs, thank yous you'd like to give?
Really just big shout out to the entire Falcon team. We got Chris and me running 1, 2, and then Doug actually had a great run. Doug was sitting top 5 till that last restart and still ended up with a 6th place finish. So great run by the whole Falcon team. And as I was telling the guys in the drivers meeting earlier, what if I don't get a chance to say it, I cannot tell you guys how awesome this Wednesday crew is. We went from not having a Wednesday series to having 30 cars for the vast majority of the season, and even here on the tail end we're still having 20 plus cars. So just absolutely awesome. Cannot thank everybody for the support enough that they've given. And we just got a lot of really good partners here with Next Gen, and really appreciative of everybody.
All right, well, there you go. Troy Radford, driver of the 94, finishing second place here tonight. Once again, Troy, nice job.
Thank you, sir.
All right, there you go here from second place. But now let's move on to the man who finished in third, Jason Gardner. A little bit of a home track for you, everyone keeps saying.
Yeah, it is. I live about 15 to 20 minutes away from this track.
15 to 20 minutes away from this track. So do you drive by it often and wave at it?
Yeah, every now and then, hoping we'll actually get another real race in
Right.
our real life, which luckily it's actually going to get a late model race sometime later this year in real life.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd like to see that race. I hope it does happen. Rockingham, a unique track and well deserving of being back in the racing world.
Yeah, it is very unique shape. It's very bumpy. The asphalt. I've actually walked this track. The at the surface is like rubbing your hand on sandpaper. Like when people say that, it's not an exaggeration. This track is really rough. It's like, yeah, you can go all out all you want, but about 2 or 3 laps later, you're just gonna start falling off real quick.
Well, the 87 Cup cars were what we had out here tonight. What was it like for you driving around this track?
Oh, it was a handful. uh, trying to get this 3,000-pound car around. It has almost no downforce compared to the more modern Cup cars. Trying to get it around the track, trying to go as fast as possible without burning out the right front tire. Yeah, it was just a handful. I was constantly playing with the brake bias all during the green flag runs, just trying to keep this car from plowing to the point where it just fell off.
Well, man, 93 does bring it home in a third. You had a few close calls out there tonight, but overall, I'd say, man, a great solid effort, gaining 5 positions from where you qualified. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Attrition Sim Race Campus. They're the team that I'm kind of on. I just want to give them a little shout out.
All right, man. Well, nice job once again finishing a 3rd place here tonight.
Yeah, appreciate it.
That is Jason Gardner getting 3rd place here tonight. Solid effort by the 93 machine. So that is going to wrap it up for us here tonight. Don't forget to join us next week for the final race of the season in Atlanta. So hope you all will join me for that one. So until next time, guys, hope you all stay safe. Have a good night. And we'll see you next week in Atlanta as we crown a champion.